Have you ever looked at your grocery bill and wondered how something as basic as food somehow turned into a mini financial crisis? Especially when you're trying to save money or stick to a budget, it's funny how fast the cost adds up. And yet, most people don't always realize that a handful of simple, everyday foods can stretch their money way further than they think. Today is all about shining a light on 7 foods that quietly pull the most weight when it comes to keeping your wallet and your stomach happy. Food is one of those expenses that feels small in the moment but turns into a giant number over time. So, choosing items that give the most value, last long, and stay flexible for many types of meals can genuinely reshape the monthly budget. And what's interesting is that these foods aren't exotic or hard to find. They're probably already in the store aisle you walk past without noticing. Thinking through why these foods matter helps show how simple choices create big financial breathing room. Before jumping in, a quick reminder to like the video to support the channel and subscribe for more financial content. It genuinely helps keep this kind of information coming. Let's look at the first category of foods that keep proving themselves year after year: pantry staples. These are the quiet, heavy lifters in almost any household. They store well, cost very little per serving, and appear in countless recipes across cultures. They're the ingredients people reach for without realizing they're relying on budget champions. 1. Rice. Rice is one of the clearest examples of a food that stretches far beyond its price. A small bag creates a surprising number of servings, and it fits with almost anything people already have at home. Some notice that rice supports both simple meals and comfort meals, from stir-fries to bowls to soups. It doesn't require special skills, it's adaptable, and it can transform leftover bits into a complete plate. When someone looks at cost per serving, rice often ends up being one of the most efficient choices, especially for families or anyone cooking in bulk. People also appreciate how rice stays fresh for a long time, reducing the chance of waste. No rushing to finish it before it spoils. It just sits in the pantry ready whenever the budget or the schedule is tight. And the more it's used, the more clear it becomes that rice quietly keeps meal costs predictable. 2. Pasta. Pasta works in a very similar way. It's one of the most budget-friendly bases for meals, and the variety makes it feel like it never gets repetitive. Whether someone's making a quick lunch or something more comforting at night, pasta naturally fits into the plan without asking for expensive additions. A small box can feed multiple people, and like rice, pasta stores extremely well. What makes it especially valuable is how forgiving it is. Even with minimal ingredients like canned tomatoes, herbs, or simple vegetables, pasta still feels complete. Many people notice that pasta is one of the foods that reduces the urge to spend on takeout when energy is low. It's easy, stable, and flexible, which are 3 qualities that make a huge difference to anyone trying to keep food spending under control. 3. Beans and lentils. This is probably the most underrated group. Beans and lentils show up in budget guides for a reason. They're inexpensive, filling, nutritious, and capable of stretching meals significantly. Whether they're canned or dried, they help create dishes that feel substantial without pushing the grocery bill upward. People often appreciate how beans and lentils act as the volume boosters in soups, bowls, salads, and stews. They absorb flavors well, work in countless cuisines, and replace pricier ingredients without sacrificing satisfaction. They also store well, especially the dried versions, which makes them another long-term pantry friend. For anyone watching food spending over weeks or months, beans and lentils tend to be consistent allies. The next group includes foods that seem simple but serve countless purposes. These items show how versatility becomes a financial advantage. When a food can appear in breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and leftovers, the cost per use drops dramatically. So, number 4, eggs. Eggs have a reputation for a reason. They're affordable compared to many protein options, and the number of ways they can be used is almost endless. Someone can scramble them, boil them for meal prep, use them in baking, incorporate them into fried rice, or pair them with vegetables for a quick meal. What stands out is how eggs allow meals to feel complete without relying on more expensive ingredients. A carton can cover multiple dishes throughout the week, which makes them a reliable staple for both tight budgets and busy schedules. They require minimal preparation and solve the dilemma of, what do I eat when I don't want to spend much? 5. Potatoes. Potatoes are another long-standing budget hero. They store for weeks, cost very little relative to how filling they are, and appear in countless dishes worldwide. Whether baked, roasted, mashed, or used as a base for soups and bowls, potatoes naturally stretch the food budget. They also pair well with almost anything. Vegetables, eggs, spices, sauces, proteins, you name it. Potatoes make it easier to expand meals without increasing cost. One bag can last a household quite a while and cover many different meal styles, from quick snacks to full dinners. Because of their durability and affordability, potatoes continue to be one of the most dependable foods in tight grocery budgets. Now, this final category focuses on foods that combine low cost with long shelf life and broad utility. They're especially useful for households that want budget-friendly items that don't require constant replacement. So, number 6, oats. Oats quietly save a lot of people money without them realizing it. They're extremely cheap per serving and can be used in breakfast, snacks, baking, smoothies, and even savory dishes. Whether someone eats them hot, cold, baked, or blended, oats provide consistent value. What makes oats stand out financially is how little it takes to create a full meal. A small portion expands significantly when cooked, and when paired with fruit or spices, it feels complete without needing expensive add-ins. Oats also store well, making them a predictable, low-maintenance part of the pantry. For long-term budgeting, they're one of the smartest repetitive purchases. 7. Frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables often surprise people once they realize how much money they save. They cost less than many fresh versions, don't spoil quickly, and reduce food waste dramatically. Someone can use exactly what they need without rushing to finish a whole bag before it goes bad. Their biggest financial advantage is flexibility. Frozen vegetables fit into stir-fries, soups, bowls, casseroles, omelets, pasta dishes, and more. They remove the pressure of buying fresh produce constantly while still allowing nutritious meals. And because they stay good for months, they help smooth out weeks when the grocery budget feels tight. The combination of longevity and convenience makes frozen vegetables a stable anchor in cost-effective cooking. So in this video, the focus has been on 7 foods that naturally stretch a budget without sacrificing variety or satisfaction. Rice, pasta, beans, eggs, potatoes, oats, and frozen vegetables each bring unique strengths that people often overlook. Shelf life, versatility, low cost per serving, and the ability to fit into almost any meal style. These foods show how simple choices can genuinely shape a more predictable, less stressful monthly food budget. Now here's something worth thinking about. Which of these 7 foods feels the most useful in your own budget right now? And is there one you hadn't considered before today? Share your thoughts in the comments because your perspective might help someone else rethink their grocery habits too. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more videos that make managing money easier and clearer. All right, see you on the next one.